can feel the music play. I don't got no plans to stay. All I'm gonna do is sway, rocking out away. Cause I tried to find somebody, someone to call my own. But baby, don't need nobody. I'll dance on my own, dance on my own. I tried to find somebody, someone to call my own.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of the Winner's Circle. I have a huge guest. You guys may know him, Dr. J. Wright. He is the current, what do we call, classic bodybuilding Mr. America, okay? That is where his season ended last year. On the Mr. America stage, he took that class, so congratulations to him. But we're going to rewind it. So I'm going to bring him in, and we're going to talk a little bit about his entire season last year, because he may have had a few shows in there that we are not even aware about that he crushed as well. So let me bring in Jay. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on. I know you are a busy man. You're a dad, you're a business owner, you're training for one of the biggest pro shows here coming up in June.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you're busy. So thank you.
Slightly, just a little bit.
Oh man, I'm not even going to ask how you squeeze it all in a day. I know something has to give. It's probably sleep. I don't know. I can't even.
We won't tell no one that though.
No.
It is sleep that gets. Yes.
So I actually had the pleasure to be at 3 of your 4 shows last season, but many people don't even realize your season started in May last season. Last year. So you were at the Lee Banks Natural Championships, and that was up here in, hold on one second here. That was up here in Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ponte Vedra Beach. So tell me a little bit about your experience quick at that show. And I have some footage that I'm going to run while you talk about it.
Okay, absolutely. So it was one of the first shows of the year. So a show that I never done before, and I was interested in this Lee Banks. And I researched him, and I did some little reconning, and he was like a natural guy that made it big. And I was like, man, this would be a great show to get going. And I got there, had a phenomenal showing, got to meet the Lee Banks himself, won the bodybuilding, as you can see there. Conditioning was coming in really good, and man, it was a really good show. It was a really good first show. I had the honor of winning one of their top awards, was the Athlete Award, and that was an amazing award as well.
Yes, the Supernatural Championship Award.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am. So it was so much fun. There's Lee Banks right there, and he was like, man, if I wasn't winning, I mean, if I wasn't up here, I would think that you're on something. But yeah, he's like, normally I'm the biggest guy up here, but this guy. So it was good though. It's a great show. I love that show.
Yeah, he had a lot of really nice things to say about you on stage. That was a really fun opportunity for me to be able to live stream that event. So I did want to mention to everybody watching that show is happening again this year. I'm just going to throw up their website. He was unsanctioned last year, which was really cool for you because you got to go home with a check.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this year, it is going to be sanctioned by the NGA, so there'll be an opportunity to win pro cards and then, of course, advance, onto some of the pro stages for a chance to win cash. So it's a little different, the setup this year, but I did want to go ahead and throw up their website because, I'm a big fan of Lee Banks, and he's getting a little help from Rick Pierre, who we're all friends with over here in Florida. So good luck to them.
I do recommend that show. It's a really good show.
Yeah, and that area is beautiful, that Ponte Vedra area.
It is very gorgeous up there. One of the prettiest places I've been to in Florida.
Yes. So, all right. Now, Okay, so we finished that. Then you go in to, and I was told, I was like, wow, Jay Wright, he looks amazing. He's got good things coming this season. And I was told by a little birdie, you haven't seen it. You haven't seen anything yet. That was just a warm up for Jay. So come June, of course, I have my eyes on you, and I'm like, okay, let's see if this is really true. And
Mhm.
you crushed it. I mean, the Florida Pro.
Yes, yes, indeed. That was literally fuel from the year prior where I wasn't happy at my finishing that prior year, and I used that as my fuel to be disciplined and committed to crushing it last year.
And
Yes,
sometimes that's what drives us, right? Are those little losses or those little defeats along the way.
yes, yes, indeed. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna run. Well, before I do that, after the June show, you also earned your IFBB Elite Pro card down at the Miami Grand Prix.
Mhm.
So that show was sanctioned by the IFBB Physique America, which is also another tested organization. I think Carlos promoted that show.
Absolutely.
And so you won your IFBB Elite Pro card, and then you also were chosen to be on the Team USA to represent that organization. So that was a huge honor as well.
Oh my goodness. Last year was a year of amazing honors. I mean, it just shows you what hard work, cliche, hard work, dedication, a discipline, and a commitment to what your goals are can do for you. Because I mean, it to represent. I mean, I love my country. To represent the United States is great for me, and to do it on the international stage, hands down, one of the greatest things.
Yes, yes, that's no. You didn't get a chance to compete in that show, but do you still remain eligible to compete internationally with them?
I do. I am
Okay.
an IFBB Physique Elite Pro, and I still can compete internationally, which
Oh, that's
that may
amazing.
arise this year. You never know. Be on the
Okay.
lookout for that.
All right. All right. Now, okay, then the next stop was the Mr. America. Now, yeah, no, a lot of people would say as a natural athlete, because you started in May, you ended in October, a lot of people would say that's, virtually impossible. But you not only did it, but you continued to get better every single show.
Mhm.
What is
Absolutely.
your what is your secret? Like, do you take a diet break or do you just kind of stay on plan and stay like very consistent? Because that's a long season,
Mhm.
May through October.
So my key thing is I don't get anywhere above 10 or 12 pounds out of my competition weight. So I will compete in the show. I'll give myself, if I have a show 6 weeks later, I'll give myself that weekend to just kind of relax and then kind of refeed the following week and then go right back into, competing mode. So I would go right back into my prep phase. So I would pretty much kind of stay in competition condition.
Okay, okay, which is smart. It's not easy to do. That just goes to show your level of discipline, but yeah, it definitely makes things easier.
Doesn't
Uh,
make going out and eating really good because then you have to be very selective in what you get every single time.
hmm
Yes. Yeah.
So there was a little post. I mentioned this to you before we went live. There was a little post on social media this week, and I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone so that I can reference it. But it was from Alistair Nash. He was also at the Mr. America, and he is a men's pro bodybuilder. And he
Right.
was basically stating that in the natural organizations, the bodybuilders and the classic physique competitors tend to be interchangeable. And he wasn't sure if he likes that, if there was a way that we could clean up the criteria to kind of prevent that from happening. But, you know, I'm going to run some footage of you at the Florida Pro last year where you had the ability to cross over. So you
Mhm.
did pro bodybuilding, pro classic physique, and you won both classes. But I want this to kind of be a sample of what can happen at a show. And you were up there with some very competitive athletes, but
Absolutely.
you pulled out ahead in both divisions and fit the criteria. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna go ahead and run this, and I want everyone watching to kind of put their input on this. Not and I don't think every athlete can pull this off, but I'm gonna run this. And there's no,
Natural muscle at its best.
there might be
Quarter
some
turn to the
audio.
right.
Yeah, that was a pretty stiff competition.
Yes, it was.
I completely, I got a lot
There's
of
my audience.
flack though too, because everyone was saying how I shouldn't have competed in both and should have won both. Man, I will tell you one thing: if you have the physique to do it, and your conditioning is good, and you can hit the posing, I mean, why not?
Yeah. Like D-Ro, he's up there. He sweeps a lot of the shows in Florida. I actually think he's competing this weekend. He has an impressive physique.
He has those classic lines.
Well, I meant to take the audio out of this, but we'll talk in a second. Hold on.
Those lines, also the small waist.
That
Great
conditioning.
quad sweep. You know. This guy is amazing. He has amazing physique.
Now we're classic.
We also saw number 12. James is a beast. Look at those quads. Look at those quads on James. He looks great, number 12. Yeah.
Quarter turn to the right.
Looks really good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Jay Wright in the
43. I couldn't see the number before.
Right. Yeah, he just got off stage doing
Side chest.
pro bodybuilding.
Right.
And he looked amazing there. And like I was telling Michael earlier, it seems like the longer he stays on stage, the more harder he gets.
Yes.
You know, he's looking great.
Pulls away.
It's nothing to it. You know, you got to really be able to see these guys, really appreciate the physique. I would say 43 just destroyed that class.
All day long.
Relax.
Yep. He's doing pretty much that to this class, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. What do you think about number 12, James Anton, right there? Pro meet and greet.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And
All right, so that has to bring back some good emotions, right?
Yes. Oh man, I remember that day. It was fun. It was fun. It was tiring to be up there in both classes. There was some competition out there, and the bodybuilding, my main drive was D-Ro because, like you said, he comes up and he sweeps everybody, every show, and he was my focus point. And then classic physique. I mean, I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I was really good at it. I knew I had the posing and I knew I had the conditioning. So I was like, if I can cross over, I'm going to do it. And by the grace of all the bodybuilding guys, they were like, man, oh man. Oh, oh, is that Carolina?
It sure is.
This gentleman right here is my driver this year. Like, he thinks, yes. So his physique, I've been following this young man, and his physique is pretty good. He's coming in real nice. So I do have my work cut out for me. But if you guys thought last year was a good conditioning, you just wait till you see this year. Like, it's going to be a completely different story. I made the comments, I made the critique from last year, my motivation and my drive, and every time I see posts from people who I competed against last year, that they are my discipline to be out there and make sure that no one's going to outwork me, no one's going to outtrain me, no one's going to outpose me. There'll be a completely different show this year.
Yeah, because you're quiet on social media, but you're watching, is what you're telling us.
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely.
I will let my show debut do the talking.
Okay, all right, fair enough. And what are we, 8 weeks?
8 weeks out, yes. And I started the conditioning, and I'm really happy with where I am right now. I think, Sam, you just wait. This year is going to be completely different. And to answer your question too, if I think people can compete in both divisions, I really do think people can compete in both divisions if they have the physique, if they have the body for it. I mean, why not? Why limit yourself? If you're good enough to compete in both, then you should do it.
Yeah.
Because I know I will this year.
Right. Now, it was a little tricky for you at the Mr. America in October because you had to choose one or the other, correct?
Yes. I wanted to do both, but I was not able to, so I chose the class physique. And yeah, you knew the outcome to that.
Yeah, we know it definitely. You know, and that was a fun class for me because I had you, I had Richie Lopez, and I had Joe Lacera. Like I had the three of you kind of in my sights, and to see you three battle it out on stage. And I know there was a few points during the show where that you three were center stage, and I was like, oh man, I just didn't know which
Those
way
two
the
guys,
judges
they
were
were
going to
really,
go.
yeah, they were fun to compete against. And the other gentleman who was to my left, I can't remember his name, but
Was
he
it
was also really good.
Derek Joe, maybe?
Yes, Derek Joe. Yes, yes. Those were some really good competition, and hopefully they make it back this year. But yeah, Richie and Joe, man, they were fun to watch, especially Richie and his routine.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
love
mean,
it.
are you like refining your posing? Like, are you always picking things up and trying to add new things into what you already bring to the stage?
Absolutely. I try
Yeah.
to get better with my posing every single show, every single season. There's things that I pick up online. There's things that I pick up just like with music and stuff. And if my body flows the proper way, I mean, I'm practicing posing every single day. And if I like the way it looks to a completely different beat, then I go with that. But I am always trying to critique and get better.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I'm gonna just throw some comments up. Donald Johnson.
Yes,
We
yes.
got Keith Holland.
That was my favorite class in the show. It's a
It
good class. That was a great class.
was. We got Melvin watching. Hey, buddy.
The champ. So,
Oh, the
I
kids.
know who that is.
Our kids have the
So
posing
you will
routine.
not believe if you remember my posing routine from Mr. America when I walk out on stage that I
Yes.
don't do the most, but I do a lot. So anytime that song comes on, my two little ones they do my complete posing routine from now on. Anytime you hear it, if they're around, they're gonna pose to that song.
That's That is awesome. That's
Yes.
hysterical. That needs to go viral. That's gonna be the cutest thing ever. Man,
Yes.
and speaking of your kids, just a quick shout out to Showtime Keith because I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure neither one of us would have made it to the Mr. America if it wasn't for his punctuality at the airport.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know, were you before us or right before? He was
I
right
was
before
there
us,
like
right?
right before you guys.
Oh my gosh, we got there, we were running late, and there was a massive, massive line, and we got two kids and luggage. Thank goodness he was there, and he was like, "Yo, come on now." We wouldn't have made it. We would not have made it. So
No.
shout out to Showtime. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, because there was a line at the counter for whatever reason, but then there was still security we had to go through.
Yep. Yes.
It was wild.
It
But
was
your
out the
kids,
door.
I was up in the front of the airplane with you and your family, and your kids were so good on the plane. You and your wife just like they just one on your lap, one over here. That
It
was
is chilling.
that was
Yeah.
so great because your cortisol levels could have been completely different going into the show if the kids.
It could have been a complete reversal of cortisol because if they would have been stressful or
They
rowdy
were
or
great.
rambunctious, I
They were great, and the
said to
best
my
part
wife for
was
that.
your son didn't have headphones, so I got to hear the whole cartoon that he was watching. You're lucky you're sitting next to me on the plane.
Yes, yes, indeed. See,
I
and now you have a finer appreciation for Cocomelon. I think that's what it was.
Wait, what was it? The
Cocomelon?
show. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
It's funny
yeah.
because, when I was a kid, those crazy, weird shows like always change. My son had the same like strange shows that he watched. And yeah, the jingles will always be in my head forever.
Oh,
So
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So their kids will be at the Florida Pro cheering for you, I'm sure. That's a
Yes,
fun
indeed.
one because it's so local for you as well. So
Yes.
tell people about this. You actually own a facility where you have sort of like a slash gym slash chiropractic office. It's kind of one giant space. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of clients coming to cheer for you.
Yes.
Yes.
So my office facility is located in Longwood, Florida, and it is a chiropractic slash gym facility. So we have coaching trainers, one-on-one personal training. Then you have chiropractic with offer nutrition. We offer, like I said, one-on-one training, group fitness. I do monthly boot camps, which everyone should try to go to. I know Showtime Keith has made it to 2 of them lately, and he's going to come to the 3rd one. Yeah, it's an office that is located in Longwood, and I try to cover everything. I try to mold my love for chiropractic, my love for fitness, and my love for nutrition all into one. And it's been working well so far.
Yeah, it sounds like the perfect combination. Now,
Yeah.
while you're there, is there anything that you personally do on a daily basis that you think or no gives you maybe an edge, like something that you know others probably don't have readily available or they're not doing on a daily basis? Is there anything from your practice that you incorporate into like your training or your well-being?
Mobility work. I mean, I'm not going to generalize, but I can guarantee you a lot of my clients and some of my competitors that I train, they don't do mobility work, which can hinder a lot of posing movements. It can hinder a lot of just your flow and your motion and how you move. So I do stretching, flexibility, foam rolling, Graston, vibration. So I can do that to myself, and my wife's a chiropractor, so she can also help me out. So I have that readily available at my disposal. And I don't think a lot of my competitors or a lot of my colleagues have what I have. And I think that gives me a slightly edge.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see.
So it's one of the things that I do take pride in what I do. That's why I love that chiropractic aspect of fitness, because your body, you only get one vessel, you only get one of those things. So if you don't take care of it, I mean, it won't work well for you. So gotta keep it moving.
Right. Now, I guess so we obviously know we obviously know that you're competing June at the Florida Pro. Are you definitely planning on defending your title at the Mr. America?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every single title I won last year, I will be defending. So I will for sure be at the Florida Pro. So you know that's going down. I'm definitely going to be at the Mr. America. There's a couple shows that I'm going to enter into this year out in Texas. So I hear that Texas has great athletes. I mean, there's not like Florida boys, but we're going to take this Florida talent over to Texas and see what we can do there. And like I said before, I mean, there is the IFBB Physique America, and I do want to try to compete in one of those shows as a pro. So I have a full plate this year.
So yeah, you have your roadmap planned out. Okay, it doesn't sound like it'll be too far off from what you did last year, and it worked for you. Like I said, you continue to get better every show. So
Yes, ma'am.
whew. All right, let me see. Let me just look at my notes here. See what tiles I have in here. I love those clips. I loved being able to pull those clips out, especially from way back from last May, and just to see how much you've improved. I did have some Mr. America clips, but I'm not gonna. I didn't put them into my mixer. But that's still. I know that I'll send them to you. That's still so fresh in our minds, right?
Yes. I should have sent you some clips from the Miami Grand Prix. That was a really good show with some stiff competition, international competition.
Yeah.
And to be on stage with guys from other countries and you need to bring your A game, it's like, wow, okay, all right, let's go, let's do this. So it's a good feeling.
And if you do travel internationally this year, I can't wait to hear about that experience. That was always something I wanted to do. I mean, not that I won't ever do it at some point, but I wanted to do it when I was kind of back in my prime in like 2018. But who knows? Maybe one day I will.
You will. We'll see.
So okay, so let's talk about also June. Not only did you win the Physique bodybuilding, classic Physique bodybuilding, but there was a Best Pro and Show award. And I believe that's going to be offered again this year. And that was basically all of the pros came on stage. They had a little pose down. During the entire show, the judges were taking notes. And that Best Pro and Show was awarded to you as well at the Florida Pro.
Indeed.
So you really just cleaned house.
Yes. That was a very, very amazing and fortunate show for me.
Yes. And that came with a whole bunch of goodies, like an entire goodie bag, trophy, What an honor.
Bag that I still rock. I mean, it's an amazing bag.
Oh yes, that's it. And
That
that
was
has
good.
your name written all over it. Like that's
Yes,
perfect.
indeed.
So
But yeah,
the boot camps that you do that you said that Showtime Keith is going to try to go to, like, can anybody sign up for those?
absolutely, absolutely. I make a post about 3 weeks in advance on
Yeah.
my Instagram at jfitness
Yes.
or jfit. Yep, there you go, jfit1279. Or you can go to my website at jfitness.com and sign up for a boot camp. It is sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's about $10. But other than
Nice.
that, I mean, I like to highlight a lot of the local venues that we have around here, and a couple of my favorites are breweries, and we have this natural apothecary that's around the corner from my office. We also have like this natural juice shop. So I like to highlight a lot of the small businesses. One of the greatest ones I have is a chef that I do a lot of meal prepping with, and I send a lot of clients to. His name is Chef Dale at Beast Meals. It's really good. Really good.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So,
Once in a while, he'll post videos of like him like making food. I love those. I'll sit there and watch them.
yes. And it's really good. Quite tasty.
Cool. Good. Yeah, that's a great relationship to keep for sure.
Absolutely.
I want to make sure I covered everything, but I appreciate you coming on tonight. I just want to build the excitement and share some of the stories going into the Florida Pro. That's really what the Winner's Circle is all about, is just letting the other athletes tune in, and maybe even their friends and their families tune in, because this is going to be live streamed. And, you know, I might be a figure competitor, but I might want to tune into this so that I'm building the community. I'm getting to know some of the other athletes on stage, and maybe my friends and family that are going to be watching the live stream can get a chance to get to know some of the athletes that are going to be on stage too. So that way they're a little more invested in the live stream, and they can cheer. They can be like, I remember Jay. I heard his story. And it makes it more exciting for the viewers. They're not just sitting there waiting for their one person to be on stage. They can kind of, cheer for some of the other divisions as well, and pick out some of their favorites as we go through these interviews. So that is my hope, and that is my plan, you know. And Daryl and I are always piggybacking ideas off each other, and of course we want to do like a press conference type thing at the beginning, hopefully Friday night at the beginning of the whole weekend, so that we can release that before the show. So that way, again, people have another opportunity to see everyone's personalities and get invested in the whole show and what's going on. Just to build that excitement and exposure, great exposure for all of you guys. You guys
Yes,
work so
I think
hard.
it's a great thing you're doing with the Winner Circle, and I am extremely honored. Like I said before, it's a pleasure to be on this production, this stadium, this platform, for everyone to see. You know, I think it's amazing. Like, SubCulture is growing massively. Sammy is probably the greatest person I know in any kind of production. So I do appreciate you having me on here. I am honored and thankful that people like you and Daryl are around, because had it not been for you guys, because I've been competing for quite some time, had it not been from you guys, like, I don't think natural bodybuilding would have grown as much as it has over the past year or two, because I've competed since 2013, and I've competed in the IFBB, I competed in the NPC, I competed everywhere, and you guys are making natural bodybuilding like great, and I do absolutely love it.
Aw, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I mean that sincerely.
I love that. I feel like, you know, and just there's been a real big punch here in Central Florida, a real big push, you know, that has been exciting. I think we're all just enjoying it and having a good time. So
Yes.
we got to keep that momentum going and spread it, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add, or anyone else you want to thank or give a shout out to? I know you have massive support from your family. You have to, with as busy as you are. But yeah, just take a second to say thank you or shout out anybody you want to. And
This is the first and foremost, the man upstairs. He is the reason why I am able to wake up and do what I do. He is the reason why I'm able to wake up and provide and have a loving wife and a loving family. So I am thankful for my wife, Tara, because she knows what goes into, winning these big shows. It's not easy being the spouse of a competitor. And I think a lot of guys and women out here can relate. My two amazing little ones, I mean, they are my driving force for real. They are the reason why I do what I do. They are sponges, so they will soak up whatever you do. So whatever you do, good or bad, they're going to follow. Hence their posing routine.
I'm
So,
shocked that we didn't get a little cameo from them this evening.
oh, so they're at my parents' place. So they're hanging out with Mammy and Beba today. So, and my brother and sister. So they're all hanging. They're fine. I didn't want to have them interrupting. So, but they're good. Let's see who else I can thank. I will love to thank everyone who's been around and helping me out throughout this whole journey. A lot of you guys don't know, but the promoter of this show, this guy, if you don't know Daryl, you do know Daryl, because he stands behind his athletes, or behind the shows, the people he supports 100%. I mean, if he doesn't even know you, he will go and he will say, man, that's a great athlete. I think he has potential. And go talk to a random person who you don't know, he doesn't know, like, this guy has it. I mean, he is for the natural athlete. And I want to thank you again for having me on here. And all natural athletes, man, keep doing what you're doing, keep grinding. And for all of you classic physique guys that's going to be at the Florida Pro, you have to bring it, because the J Wright that you saw last year is going to be completely different. And also in bodybuilding. So everyone, like they said last year, bring the smoke. Yeah. You have to bring the smoke, because there's going to be a completely different guy this coming year.
I love it. I love the confidence. Hey, you can say that. Like, you can have that level of confidence because you've proven yourself. I'm telling you. But Jamal, he has you in his sights. So this is going to be a really fun showdown come June 5th. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited to be live streaming it.
Yes.
And thank you again so much for coming on. And I look forward to my next the Winner's Circle. We are going to be having a guest from out west.
Ooh.
Way over from California. We are going to be having a Rare Breed takeover. Team Rare Breed is going to be taking over the Winner's Circle on Wednesday. So you guys have to tune in. We'll get a little bit of Teresa, a little bit of Mikey, and some Larissa. So it is going to be a fun time.
Awesome.
Yes.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. Well, you have a great night, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Yes. Bye-bye.